But let's also talk about all of the cues that you should track as we get into this trading session. Our research team is here with the trade setup. Mangalam, Vivek and Abhishek all join me now. Guys, a very good morning to all of you. Vivek, let me come to you first for the cues that we should track for our own market. Is this, everything that's happening globally is really sort of affecting sentiment this morning. Looks like the start will definitely be in the red.
Well, you're absolutely right. Good morning. Now, the kind of uncertainty has actually led to quite a weak handover as far as the global markets are concerned. Even Asian markets are indicating a gap down start. Like you mentioned, US indices ended lower between 0.7 to 1.26%. We'll talk a little bit about crude oil prices as well. Yesterday, they saw a bit of a jump up. Saudi energy minister has actually gone ahead and warned short sellers against going ahead and shorting crude oil futures. On the back of that, both Brent as well as WTI futures gained over 1% in the session yesterday. Now, yesterday's trading session, while the Nifty saw a very strong rally in the first half of the trading session, a last hour sell-off, capped most of the gains as far as the Nifty was concerned. And it appears as though there's significant amount of selling pressure, at every higher level that the Nifty is witnessing. Now, when you're talking about the broader end of the market, the mid-cap continued the outperformance, which actually aided, the advance decline ratio in favor of the advances. Today, some important cues. We are coming towards the end of the earnings season, but quite a few mid-cap companies have delivered their results. Ashok Leyland, JSW Energy, Dixon Tech, Amara Raja, these companies will react to their results. Some important numbers today: Cummins India, Hindalco, as well as Nalco. Asian markets, like you mentioned, indicating a gap down start. SGX Nifty 2 is indicating a muted start for our markets.
Okay, muted start. Vivek, thanks a lot for getting us all of those cues. But let's also talk about the individual stocks that we should track. Abhishek is here with that entire list of stocks. Hi, Abhishek.
Good morning, Pavitra. So to begin with, Adani Total Gas, they have filed an appeal against the April 25th and 26th, 2023 order of PNGRB before the Appellate Tribunal for Electricity. So the company has accepted the authorization of Faridabad 2GA without prejudice. However, they are appealing now for Noida, Gurugram geographical areas as well. Shriram Properties has acquired a new project in Chennai. The revenue potential is about 1200 crore is what the company says. There is also a block on the radar, Mahindra CI block deal. Sources tell CNBC TV18 that the promoter M&M will sell about 1.2 crore shares or about 3.2% equity in the block deal very soon. Kotak Securities is the broker, and the block deal may happen at a discount of around 5% to the CMP. Now, SpiceJet has increased the captain's salary to about 7.5 lakh per month. That is for 75 hours of flying. In Varun Beverages incorporates a wholly owned South African subsidiary to explore manufacturing and distribution business of beverages in that geography. Coming on to results, Ashok Leyland, both the net profit and revenue are ahead of our poll. Dixon Technologies, the consolidated net profit as well as the consolidated revenue are ahead of our poll. NMDC, the net profit is up 22.3%, but the revenue is down 13.8% on a YY basis. Amara Raja Batteries, again a strong set of numbers coming in over there. Net profit growth of 41% YOY and revenue growth of about 11.5% on a YY basis. Back to you.
All right, Abhishek, thanks a lot for taking us through that very long list of stocks. But, good to have all of these on our radar ahead of the market open today. And finally, we have Mangalam, who's looking at cues from the futures and options space. Mangalam, the final session before expiry plays out tomorrow. Take us through what we should track.
That's correct. And the SGX Nifty is indicating that the start would be lower by about 70 odd points. But that's not all. In fact, yesterday as well, the market fell about 70 points from the highs. And irrespective of the news, as soon as the Nifty crosses that 18,400 mark, the bears start to get active. And over the last three sessions, on three occasions of the last 2 weeks, the Nifty has gone past that 18,400 mark thrice, and we've seen a decline. In fact, on May 15th, we saw a decline of almost 60 points, and that's also the series high of 18,459. Then the next day, we saw a decline of 146 points from the highs. And yesterday as well, from 18,420, we saw a decline of 72 odd points. But it was the Nifty Bank as well as the Nifty Financial Services which declined in the last hour the most. The Nifty Bank has been underperforming for the last couple of trading sessions, and the Nifty Financial Services, of course, was on account of weekly options expiry. The cash market flows, the FIIs and DIIs, both of them buying in cash markets, so no problems out there, though the volumes on an overall level were much lower in terms of net institutional flows. What was positive, however, was the net buy by FIIs in index futures, 10,800 longs, close to 2,300 shorts. So that's telling you the FII long exposure has jumped up from 48% to 50.50 now ahead of expiry. In index options, not a lot of upside on the way up for the market, so a lot of the long calls unwound their positions, and we saw some 20,000 put contracts being added. But at the same time, incrementally, as the market's moving slightly higher and conquering newer levels, yesterday for most part of the day it was above 18,400 before falling in the last hour. So those who wrote calls actually caught on the wrong side and covered their positions, and we saw some put writing as well. So let's talk about those calls which were covered in terms of positions. So 18,200, nearly 35 lakh shares unwound their positions. 18,300 call also saw some unwinding of positions, but 18,400 call writers continue to hold steady because above 18,400 is resistance. However, what moving higher for the market has done is given confidence to put writers to go ahead and write puts at higher levels as well. So 18,300 put writers were very active, and now with the SGX Nifty indicating a decline, this is something that will come into picture in the first hour itself. 18,400 put writers too extremely active. The Nifty support has moved higher from 18,100 to 18,250, 18,300. Slightly below that is the 20-day moving average, 18,172, important support. Even as we speak about congestion above 18,400, the Nifty bank is something I'll be watching out for. Above 44,000 is congestion. Let's see whether it can sustain above that or not.
All right, let's see whether the Nifty bank can sustain about 44,000. Mangalam, thanks a lot for bringing us all of those cues from the futures and options space as well. But with that, we're going to get into a short break on the show. When we return, we're going to bring you excerpts from our exclusive conversation with Minister for Coal and Mines, Prahlad Joshi. Stay tuned for that.